Hey scholars, Nash here. Welcome to Construction Guruji. As you know, we have started a series on cracks. The first one, the introduction video, has been posted in YouTube. Today we are going to discuss about 7 main factors which will increase the intensity of cracks in the building. And please watch the video till the end so that you can find the detailed analysis on these cracks. And also, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. And if you like this video, please hit like button and share the content with your friends and your students. Thank you very much.
In this chapter 2, we are going to discuss the main 7 factors which will intensify the cracks. Cracks are very common in any building or any structural member. A building component develops cracks whenever stress in the component exceeds its strength. Non-structural cracks are mostly due to internally induced stresses in the building materials, and these cracks are not harmful. The following are the 7 main factors which will intensify the cracks. The first one is the moisture changes in the structure. The second, thermal variations. And third, elastic deformation. And fourth, the creep in the structure. And fifth, chemical reactions in the building materials. And next, the foundation movements. And the seventh, settlement of soils. And the final one is vegetation on the structural member. These are the 7 factors which will play a vital role in intensifying the cracks. Now we will discuss about each and every factor in detail. The moisture movement or moisture increment is one of the important factors which intensify the cracks. The moisture will be based on the quality of the building materials. But the building materials are inferior in quality, the moisture movement will be more and the pore contents will be more. So the quality of the building materials is very important to reduce the moisture movement. Different building materials will have different properties. At the same time, different porosity it will contain. To make these in equal for these materials, special techniques of treatment at joints and surroundings and protective coats on surface are required. It will reduce the moisture movement in the structural member. With these techniques, we can reduce the cracks due to moisture. Thermal variations, one of the important factor which will intensify the cracks. It is well-known phenomena of science that all materials more or less expands on heating and contracts on cooling. With this phenomena, the cracks will occur. These are known as thermal cracks. Different materials will have different properties and different porosity and different expansion and contraction phenomena. Thermal variations is also depends on some of the important properties of the building materials like color and surface characteristics and thermal conductivity and protective layer and internally generated heat. Thermal variation mostly observed in the external walls of the building where solar radiation will be high. And how to deal these thermal cracks we'll discuss in separate chapter. Elastic deformation. It is one of the important factor which will intensify the cracks. Different materials will have different properties and different elastic modulus. With this differential phenomena, the elastic deformation will occur. With this, the elastic deformation cracks will occur in the structure. If you take an example of masonry wall, when walls are unevenly loaded with wide variations in stress in different parts, excessive shear strain is developed which will cause the cracks in walls. Creep, one of the important factor which will intensify the cracks in buildings or structural members. Creep is nothing but the long-term deformation in the structural member. Creep is maybe due to seepage and viscous flow, and at high stresses it may be due to intercrustal slip and microcracking. If you take an example of a concrete structural member, the creep is depends upon many factors such as water cement ratio used in concrete and temperature, humidity and use of admixture percentage, and the percentage of pozzolana has been used in the concrete. These are some of the factors on which the creep depends on. If you take an example of brickwork, the more creep will be observed in the brickwork when the mortar joints are very weak and the mortar proportions are very lean. In these situations, more creep can be observed and more intensity of cracks. Chemical reactions in the building materials is one of the important factor which will intensify the cracks. As we know, the chemical reactions like alkali aggregate reaction, sulfate attack, and corrosion reinforcement and carbonation. In these situations, the more chemical reactivity will occur. With this chemical reactivity, more cracks can be seen on a structural member or on a building. These can be controlled by using Portland pozzolana cement and sulfate resistant cement. And the sixth one, the foundation movements, one of the important factor which will intensify the cracks in a building. The differential settlement of the structure will create lot of cracks. This differential settlement is due to the unequal bearing pressure under different parts of the structure or due to bearing pressure on soil being in excess of safe bearing strength of the soil. Sometimes these foundation moments can be seen in case of building built on soil which is not very compact, and sometimes settlement starts when water due to unusual heavy rains or unexpected floods gets into the foundation and causes settlements in the soil under loads of the structure. Hence, to reduce the foundation moments, it is very important to design the foundation perfectly. And the seventh important factor, the cracks due to vegetation. Sometimes roots of the fast growing tree under the foundation or compound wall may topple down the wall. Sometimes due to excess moisture in masonry wall, the vegetation will grow on the wall. This will lead to cracking in the masonry wall. Hence, to reduce the cracking due to vegetation, the fast growing trees should be away from the masonry walls or a structural member. Construction Guruji's recommendations. During the construction of any structure, a detailed study has to be done on the following points. First, the moisture content and properties of building materials has to perfectly understand and required precautions has to take to reduce the moisture growth in the structural member. Second, adequate measures has to take to deal the severe temperature variations in the structural member. And the third one, a detailed study or testing of soil is required to reduce the creep and elastic deformation of the structure. And the fourth, to reduce the chemical reaction in the structural member, it is advised to use proper cements which will reduce the chemical reactivity into the structure. Cements like Portland pozzolana cement and sulfate resistant cement are preferable for the structures to reduce the chemical reactivity. Hope Construction Guruji has taught you a detailed analysis of the factors which will intensify the cracks. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll meet in the third chapter of cracks. Thank you very much.